First of all, when do you think the world's going to end? What's going on, Fit Fam? We are doing a week 9 wrap up in the middle of week 9, actually. So I had time. Thought I'd give you a shout out, see what's going on. I know it's been a crazy week hearing of a death. Didn't really know who Charlie Kirk was. I think maybe because of my age. I think he talked to a lot of youth. And nonetheless, the politics, you push that aside, which is really, I don't understand what's happening in the world today. Like, I do know that, and I don't know if politics and religion are very similar because a lot of wars were started on religion. And I feel like there's a lot of wars starting on politics, which has always been, I'm not a history guy, so don't judge me. I really did not enjoy history for whatever reason. It just didn't interest me. But and then the school shooting, I feel like there's a lot of chaos in the world, and then on top of that, AI. So there's a lot to talk about. Let's I think I had, what was this? I've been writing notes as I go on through my week of things I can bring up. Okay, I found a video about an interview, and so I'm going to post this. If you guys are looking for a job, this is a really good tip that I found on Clips Official. I don't know where it came from. Anyways, I'll send you a link. Talk about what you ask at the end of an interview and how it kind of opens the doors, which is one of the questions I asked was, if you were in my position, what questions would you ask? That was one of the questions I asked at the very end of the interview. And both times when I've only used it twice because I just heard about it. Both times the interviewers were like, wow, that's a really good question. And I think that's what you really want, is them just to be amazed how smart you are. Family life, wife is still with mother-in-law, helping her and the kids and my baby. My 5-month-old is already rolling. And so it's pretty amazing how fast they grow. Today in AI, let's talk about this. China's spiking brain 1.0 debut. The world's first brain-inspired AI model runs 25 to 100 times faster than the typical model on domestic Meta X chips, sidestepping US restrictions. And I think the restrictions were we weren't going to send them chips or something like that. So AI is an interesting thing. And I feel like everything that is coming, politics, AI, religion, are all coming to a head. And you got to wonder. You've got to wonder. You got to wonder what's going to happen in the end scope of things, because there's a lot of talk about AI destroying everything. Right now, we'll face the facts. Right now, AI is smarter than any human, right? It's an encyclopedia. It has all this information, has all the data and the research in the web. It has any question you have, it'll answer it. Whether it hallucinates or not, it's still going to answer it. It'll give you an answer. And then the hallucinations are getting smaller and smaller and smaller. So the data is being trained and it's working. The question is, if we use AI to the point where it's putting us out of work, I think that's the main question. Is it efficient? Yes. Does it make things a lot easier and faster? Yes. Is it also destroying our work, our careers? Is it destroying what we have built? The answer is yes. There's a lot of issues that are coming up where it's progressing so fast. There's a video that I'll post in the links, and someone had asked AI a series of questions, set up the rules for AI to answer a certain way, because AI could be trained to answer no to some questions. And I'll post that. And take it with a grain of salt. But the fact of the matter is, it said 2032 is the end. Now, if you watch I've been watching these other videos like Diary of a CEO, and he's had a bunch of AI experts come on and saying in 2027, the dates are getting shorter and we're going to reach this to this point and we're going to reach that to that point. And according to AI, there's like 7 steps. We're in step 3. And it's really the synopsis of what I got out of it was to become so dependent on AI that if we don't use it, we'll fail. And if we don't let it be in control, we'll fail. So it's kind of like, are we using it the way we should be using it? Are we implanting it in things the way we should implant it? I don't know. I mean, Neuralink, that's another thing. It's like, you want to plug that thing in your brain? I don't, honestly. I'll use it as a resource. I'll use it to create content. I'll use it to crunch data. I really don't want it part of my personality, honestly. I think we are getting to a point where I think even Dr. Eamon, if those of you have heard of Dr. Eamon, he does a lot of brain scans, and he said that people who use AI are just not using their brain, and that's detriment. That's a detrimental thing. So we're definitely on this cusp of this fork in the road. Do we continue to push forward? And obviously, we already know the answer. We're gonna push forward. I mean, the tech companies are all pushing forward for this. But it's interesting to look at and go, how do we prepare ourselves? I asked AI, I said, okay, let's say in 2027, 2032, AI takes over everything. So I asked AI, I said, how do I prepare myself for the year 2032? It literally told me to learn first aid. It said to learn how to garden. It said, also know how to use AI. So I thought that was, I mean, first aid? Why do I need to learn first aid in 2032? What are you telling me? So I thought that was very interesting. And I said, well, what if I want to live off grid? That was another thing, because I feel like the more dependent, which we agree, right? Electricity. Here's a perfect example. We have all of our devices, the camera I'm using right now, the YouTube I post on. If our infrastructure for electricity goes down, period, we're done. That's it. It's over until it comes back up. Electric cars, unless you have solar, if that's enough. But at that point, if you have solar, the internet's probably not going to last. I mean, they have data centers everywhere. That's part of the reason why they have so many data centers around the world that are all connected to the same thing, is because if one section goes down, they can go and tap the other data center and have that running. But if the whole world goes down, makes you wonder. So just things not to make you paranoid, but just think about it. Like, how do we prepare ourselves? And I know there's religious people who've been preparing for years, right? Buy gold, which one of the things I remember as a kid, people are saying buy gold. What's happening today? The price of gold has skyrocketed. So there were some truths. It just took a while, but there were truths. They're starting to come out. The iPhone 17 came out. The new iPhone came out, which is the tech news right now. And whether you like it or not, I just remember back in the day when, before layoffs, before COVID, I was upgrading my iPhone every other year. So I would always hit the even years. And I stopped. Money. It was always about money. It was about resources. And also on top of that, it was like, do I need it? I still have an iPhone 14. That's it. So it's just interesting how times have changed, and your priorities as you get older change, and resources of what you want, what you need, those totally separate now. So as you know, I'm also involved in the film community, and I'm writing a script, and part of my script is about an individual who has an NDE experience, near death experience. And so I thought, well, how do I film this? How do I create the scene? How do I really understand what somebody that goes through an NDE experience sees? And so I started doing some research. And I am flabbergasted on what people are saying. So I'm going to link those in the show notes. It is fascinating about people who've gone down to hell, because my character does go to hell. If you believe in hell or not, that's another thing. But my character goes down to hell. And from the research that I saw, they said that people are being tormented, their flesh is being torn, and, they get all this torture and then they regenerate so that the demons or entities continue to tear them up. I'm just like, thank God for AI, because That is crazy. So we're going down, going down that rabbit hole, and I just thought it was interesting. Workout goes, we are doing the 3-3-3, but I'm not doing all the exercises in one day. So the other day I did flies. I did a bench press and I did flies, and I did the slow in the beginning, and then I did the actual pause, 5 seconds in the middle, and then I did a explosion, which I did real lightweight. Again, I'm doing lightweight just so I don't hurt myself. The last thing I want to do is injure myself and I can't work out. So that's going well. It is interesting once you do it in that method. I did feel, and maybe it was just exercise. I did feel a pump, but it wasn't anything that was unusually different than what I was doing before. So I guess it all depends on what exercise and the feeling that you're looking for. I did do a test run and I walked 3 miles, 4 miles yesterday. So, which was interesting. And I was sweating. I had a backpack on. And so that actually, I don't remember being sweaty like that for several years. So walking is definitely going to be in my forte just from doing to the new job and stuff. So, anyways, just want to give you guys an update. I hope everyone's doing well. I hope you're finding what your career path is. I hope that you're utilizing the tools and keeping an eye open. And I hope this is useful. So, we'll see you in the next episode.